On today's episode of Anime Afterthought, Tonikawa, Over the Moon for You, Episode 3, Sister. I was told on last week's episode I need to keep an eye out because there are tons of references and Easter eggs throughout the series. Lo and behold, right out of the gate in today's episode, we are hit with that Shokugeki showdown that showcases Tsukasa can cook. Now, last we left off, it was Nasa and Tsukasa's first night sleeping together, and let's just say things got interesting. As we see that Tsukasa is not only a restless sleeper, but also a sleepwalker and a sleep blanket stealer. But in the end, it doesn't matter for Nasa as he didn't even get a wink. Adrenaline pumping through his system, exhilarated by the fact that he's sleeping with the girl of his dreams. First night down, but what happens when morning comes? This is where we pick up today's episode. We're truly along for the ride as Tsukasa and Nasa discovers each other's personalities. Given the morning's first task is creating breakfast, the topic of cooking is at hand, something that Nasa seems completely confident in. But of course, we get a better look at his personality and his mentality. He has a very analytical and logical mind, as he says, you know what, I did massive studies on nutrition and I found the best way and the most awesome thing is just your typical hot pot. Shove everything together, boil it on up, and you get all your nutrients in one meal. Tsukasa being quick to respond, oh honey, oh darling, that's not cooking. I'll show you cooking. As we soon see her put her culinary skills on display, giving us our culinary anime reference, hashtag Shokugeki Showdown. A meal so splendid it leaves Nasa speechless. But the smirk on Tsukasa's face says it all. Oh yeah, she knows what she's doing. So with breakfast in their tummies, it's time to start the day. First on the list, shopping. And soon Nasa will soon realize that it takes a lot of work for a girl to look this good. As we see Tsukasa let Nasa in on her daily regimen, it'll take more than just your generic toiletries to pull off this look. Well, we're 3 episodes in, so it's time to introduce some new characters. Coming in the form of Kaname and Aya Arisugawa, the purveyors of a local bathhouse. Kaname, the younger sister, seems to be playing hostess duty as she greets the pair at the entrance to the bathhouse. You can definitely tell that her relationship with Nasa is much more friendly, almost familial. Much like a younger sister messing with an older brother, she puts this on full display. Seeing that he's accompanied with a girl, she begins her savage roast, even reminiscing all the times she's seen him naked. But enough jest, her curiosity is piqued. Nasa, who is this girl beside you? And this is where we see him drop the bomb. Actually, you know what? She's my wife. We got married, and this completely shocks Kaname, leading us to a whole slew of hilarity. Kaname, playing the generous hostess, decides to give Tsukasa the full treatment. Go ahead, your bath is on the house. Consider it a wedding gift, which Tsukasa is quick to take her up on her offer. With Nasa quick in tow, he is halted at the entrance. No, where the fuck do you think you're going? We've got some talking to do. First of all, what the hell is going on? Like, I imagined our future would be together. You, a simple, unemployed bum, and me being the generous, charitable person watching over you as your life just fell apart, and then you go ahead and get married? How old is this girl? Well, I think she's 16 maybe? I'm not 100% sure. Senpai, you pervert. I didn't know you like him young. Of course, this is getting a false impression to the onlookers as they're just walking by, like, did she say 16? Oh, he's married. What is going on over there? But jokes aside, we gotta get to the bottom of this. Like, why exactly did you marry this girl? I mean, what are you thinking? Once again, we get Nasa spouting off his proclamation of love. I married her cause I love her, shouting it just as Tsukasa is exiting the bathhouse to retrieve the toiletries they purchased earlier that day. Completely red in the face, but although absolutely embarrassed, she loved the fact that he said that, shocking both Nasa and Kaname in the process. Now, of course, we get some hilarity going on in the bathhouse. Nasa finally is allowed to enter, but of course, he's 18. This is his first girlfriend. They're married. He expects or hopes there's gonna be some adult-themed action as he is explaining what a bathhouse episode truly is. And of course, at this point, he's not alone, as Kaname is quote-unquote cleaning, primarily there just to sneak a peek at his junk and to once again mess with her senpai. Looks like there's no hanky-panky going on in this bathhouse today. Meanwhile, Tsukasa is in the female side, presumably alone until she actually enters the bath and is startled when she discovers this other girl. This is Aya, the older sister. We actually found out later she is the former classmate of Nasa. Now we get a nice nice little conversation back and forth between these two. We see that Aya, at least in this interaction, is kind of obtuse as she is just unbeknowingly throwing digs at Tsukasa, but also very apologetic and even offering her like the full treatment, like the deluxe package. So I first thought that they're maybe setting up a potential friendship between these two, but given the next scene, maybe it's a rivalry. As we see in the following scene that Kaname really never left Nasa alone, so much so they actually overheated, as we see him trying to recuperate outside, as we go through his visions of when he actually met Tsukasa, followed by a scene between him and Aya where, they're discussing their past. They are former classmates. Not only that, is when Aya and Kaname's father abandoned them, decide to run off, leaving with them with a huge mountain of debt. It was actually up to NASA to try to help them balance the books and, turn this from a failing business to a prosperous one. And it goes to show you this dude is legit smart, at least when it comes to your more analytical and logical side, knowledge. But when it comes to wisdom and almost common sense type stuff, it looks like maybe Tsukasa's win in that area. But this is where we see the potential misunderstanding / rivalry come out. Tsukasa is watching this conversation between Aya and Nasa go down, and she's getting a weird vibe coming from these two. This woman, she has potential. I definitely can't let my guard down around her. Leading us to our misunderstanding. Now, of course, we had a big spiel early on between Kaname and Nasa, who were actually talking about the whole process of getting married. There was no engagement. There was an actual ceremony. Like, dude, you're letting this shit slip. So in the back of Nasa's mind, the gears are already turning. So when they have this standoffish kind of moment going home, which once again, it was because of the conversation between Aya and Nasa, and Tsukasa maybe got a little jealous. As they're passing this church with a wedding going on, it all clicked. And well, maybe Kaname was right. Oh shit, we skipped all the natural steps. There were no dating, there was no ring, there's no proposal, there was no ceremony. Like, shit, is she really upset with this? And it even further escalates when they're trying to talk to each other, and it's one of those conversations where every single line is misinterpreted about meaning something else. Like, oh god. So at this point, Tsukasa thinks maybe Nasa has feelings for Aya, while Nasa thinks Tsukasa is kind of upset because she didn't get her quote-unquote perfect wedding. So he decides to take it upon himself, run off, proclaiming, don't worry, I'll be back, I have shit to do, I'll make it up to you, I have this shit to do, and we just gotta, I'll figure it out, don't worry, I got this. As he's running off, Tsukasa decides to make her way back, presumably to the apartment. Unbeknownst to her, there is a figure lurking in the background, and it just happens to be her little sister. As we see this fancy car window open, and the blonde-haired little girl in the back proclaims, haha, I found you, sister. What? Like I said, we're along for this journey of discovery with them. Each one is going to discover, their peculiarities and their personalities, their characteristics, their mentalities, their habits, and their history. And it just so happens we're starting to slowly unravel that with them. And this series is just overly joyous. I fucking love it. Like, introducing more characters is definitely going to liven this up, because the first technically 2.5 episodes was just them. But now we're adding friends / potential friends or potential rivals, depending on, if you're in Tsukasa's mindset. Now we're adding family members on Tsukasa's side, the more mysterious side. We know nothing about this girl, but now here's this little sister. Shit's getting good. I like it. This is just a series you can just relax. So good. Where do we go from here? Like I said, we're unraveling this journey of discovery with them. So I don't know what to expect. There's a lot of firsts we have to uncover. There's some misunderstandings we're gonna have to clear up, and now we have this possible little sister entering the picture. Are we gonna get more history about Tsukasa? Like, oh, I don't know, but I can't wait to find out. So with all that being said, and more Tonikawa right around the corner, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.